Oh, hello. Sup? Oh, I sent the link. Yeah, I was waiting. I was over here. I was fiddling with this frog thing. Pretty sick. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I've had this. Yeah, my Yeah, over the years, Christmas time, my dad has reliably gotten me the novelty music things. Like I have one of those things with the thumb, like the half coconut with the metal things on it. That sounds like crap, but I might make a music box out of that. Oh, Chris, speaking of that, check this out. This right here, bone conductor. It is a bone transducer. You play music through it, and it fucking makes a speaker out of whatever it's on. I'll freaking try it. I'll try it with the with that right here. Cool. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about
here we go. I got you. We're talking about Curtis Sliwa. We are talking about John Fresolo.
Oh,
we are probably the meat and potatoes of this episode, for better or for worse, is going to be another Oops All Cops.
Oh, yeah. We have two, and not just Worcester Police today, folks. By the way, today is Thursday. April
16th.
April 16th. A rare Thursday recording for us because Wednesday was tax day. So every day before Wednesday was a no way Jose for old Bill. No way Jose. And I still didn't get them done. I had to file an extension. I learned the Trump administration got rid of direct file.
Yeah, they sure did.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty cool that they did that. Yeah. Yep. They got rid of direct file, that thing we just got.
Like the one good thing.
So that, yeah, the one thing that made it so you didn't have to fucking like do all the paperwork literally manually or pay TurboTax. Yeah, pretty cool.
Gotta keep TurboTax.
They've done a lot of really cool things. Yeah, we try to really eschew gender roles in my marriage. I tend to primarily do the cooking. Erin does the laundry. We have some traditional things, but she likes to joke that she has a husband so that I can open jars. And I have a wife because she does our taxes.
Dude, that's so sick.
I don't want to admit to anything that could get me in trouble, but let's just say, like, theoretically, there's been maybe more than 1 year in my past where I just didn't do my taxes. I knew that they owed me a refund, and I just didn't want to do it. And I should have, because it's free money. It
was worth the however many $500 or whatever to just not do it. I've been there before.
There are certain things that I really can't bring myself to do. Basic quote unquote adulting activities, and one of them is my taxes. It's ridiculous. I have a hard time doing things that are just stupid on their face. And it's like the government knows how much money I owe them, and they know how much money I've paid them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to go through this process where I send them a piece of paperwork that says what I think it is, but also if I lie on it or something, I go to prison.
Yeah, that's one of the best tweets of all time, where it's like every year tax season is like government, guess how much you owe? Me, $2,000. Nope, wrong, jail.
Yeah. Nope, exactly.
I don't know if the government knows how much that an individual person owes them. I think that might be like something they want you to think, but in practice is really not.
I think for you, it's probably different. You're an independent contractor. You have like a complicated tax situation. Like I have a W-2 from a job and a withholding, and they can see how much money I make. I don't have like complicated investments or really any investments.
They already
I don't own a home. Yeah, they've got my money. And I can tell you that at least the Commonwealth of Massachusetts does know, because one year that I didn't file with them, the next year that I did file, they just sent me a thing and they were like, yeah, you missed this year. So here's what we did. We calculated your taxes in the least generous way to you, like in the most hostile way to you if possible. You owe this much money unless you can prove otherwise.
Yep. I have a situation like that myself, which I've been very good at ignoring, because I am pretty sure that I sent that money in. But I get very, very confused by the year that you do your taxes being different than the tax year.
Yeah.
So it's impossible for me to figure out. Well, it's not impossible, but like day to day, if I'm thinking about a list of things I need to do, that is one of the impossible things, is to figure out how to fight the state on like $2,000.
Yeah, I wasn't built for this. I was built for very different things than this. And before tax season last year, I started freaking out because I maybe hadn't filed in a couple of years, and I need to. Like, I got married, and someone else is on that liability now. And I was reaching out asking people for a tax person, and they were like, okay, well, what do you need? And I was like, I literally just need, like, I have a W-2. That's it. Maybe 2 of them in a complicated year. And they were like, you don't need a tax professional. And I was like, no, but I do, because I would rather pay someone. Bill, you're over there building things, and I've got this Meshtastic thing that I probably paid 3 or 4 times more than I needed to get this little radio transceiver, to have someone build it for me and put it in a little 3D printed case, because that's just I'm not built for that.
Wait, I'm free. How did you transition from that to where's the connection between that and taxes?
The connection is I'm not built for that. I'm not built to put things together. I'm not built to do my own taxes. There are a number of things that I could do that are within my theoretical capabilities to do, that I would rather just pay someone to do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I always have the opposite affliction, where it's like I can do that. I don't need to pay someone for that. I can do that. And then it's like, I mean, theoretically, I can do that, but in practice, I got to find any of our listeners have a good tax person that understands the economy of freelance journalism in the insane way that the government makes freelance journalists do their taxes. Hit me up. I need a real 1099 specialist. 1099K, which is every year they change the reporting rules on that and the way that it factors into the tax bracket and blah, 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 blah. It is just a boring fact of life that if you try to be a writer for a living, every day is pain. Every single day is pain. Chris, you know what I did today? I fucking had to finish the 5.5 hour city council meeting that took place on Tuesday.
Why did you do that to yourself?
Well, here's what I'm doing now is I'm putting it on 2x speed, and I've got a little like auto-generated transcript next to me, and I am doing other stuff. I'm half listening. And wow, they love to talk about potholes and blame the DPW, while the DPW director tells them we need more funding and we need more personnel. And other than that, you're not going to be made happy. And they're like, well, how about you just make me happy anyway? So that's the second week in a row that has taken up 2 hours of their time. Is just straight up kvetching.
Yeah,
it's tough,
so
man.
cool.
It's tough.
Yeah, I had put it in our notes for last time. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I put in our notes for last time that the way that the city does street sweeping is fucking bullshit and hell on earth for everyone who has to live here like a normal person. Long story a lot shorter, anyone who has to deal with street parking knows this. When they do street sweeping in the spring and leaf collection in the fall, they take entire neighborhoods, like multi-mile areas, and they just put signs up that say that you can't park for like a week.
Yeah.
And then you just have to gamble that if they come around to your area during that week, that you hear them like honking their horns and stuff and go out and move your car before you get a ticket, a $55 ticket. And yeah, I lost that gamble early last week, and I started yelling at a DPW guy because they were still on. I had gotten the ticket 90 seconds before, and there was no signage on my street. There was one sign down the bottom of the street facing away from where I park, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And I'm only telling this to say I was yelling at this guy, and in the heat of the moment, I said something that I regretted instantly. I said, you know, this is why every fucking Tuesday at City Council, they're talking about how great you guys are, right? They're talking about what a great job you guys do. And I stopped myself in the heat of the moment, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take that one back. I'm sorry I said that.
I'm still pissed at you,
I'm really pissed at you, but that's not your fault.
Yeah, I get, I think one of those a year, like safely, and it's one of those ones where I'm so pissed off and I just throw it somewhere, and it just lands somewhere, and I never look at it again, and then I have to like renew my registration, and it's like, oh, it's $80 now, and it's like, thank you, City of Lister.
I have to renew registration next month, and I just looked at the collection of tickets that I have, and it's a bit more than I thought I had.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's a real fuck you. But, you know, this is a city of fuck yous.
Anyway.
And you know who, Chris? We had a special visitor to our city of fuck yous.
Oh, my God, we really did. We fucked up, Bill. We fucked up bad.
We fucked up so bad. We should have been there to protect him.
We should have been there to protect him.
Because something could have happened. And I have a beret. I don't. Actually, no, I don't. But Katie, 1,000% has a beret, like, deep in closet storage somewhere. I put that shit on.
It's black.
Yeah, you have a beret, you know.
Yep.
It's black,
Katie
which
confirms.
is fine, but it needs to
Paint
be...
that shit.
Yeah, it's just spray paint it. Just go into the Boulevard Diner, just covered in spray paint fumes. Curtis, I'm here to protect you.
Bill, who was the special visitor to the city that we fucked up and did not go meet?
We fucked up and we did not go meet Curtis Sliwa. The dark Bill Coleman. The Bill Coleman of New York City. I don't stand by that, actually. But a very interesting character.
A truly fascinating character. Let me walk you through a couple of quick Curtis Sliwa facts. Curtis Sliwa, we see him as a perpetual candidate for mayor, but he's actually only run twice. He just has always, like, been there in the background, like criticizing whoever it was and saying he might run. But anyway, he ran this last time, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But here's some fun Curtis Sliwa facts. Curtis Sliwa founded or co-founded the Guardian Angels, which are a gross group that started patrolling in the heights of New York City's quote-unquote crime epidemic when the city was going bankrupt, whatever. They would go and do these citizen patrols which I'm not a big fan of. Not a big fan of a lot of Curtis's politics.
Yeah.
But here's some other fun facts about Curtis. Curtis lives in a rent-controlled studio apartment with his wife. He has 6 cats. He used to have 17 cats.
That's too many cats.
That's too many cats. It was one less than shit. I'm not going to remember who the historical figure was. I want to say it was Winston Churchill, but I could be wrong about that.
Ernest
but he
Hemingway.
made a point. Ernest Hemingway. Yes, he made a point of saying, I have one less cat than Ernest Hemingway, because I'm not Ernest Hemingway.
Okay. Pause. Idolizing Ernest Hemingway in any way, but like as like a sort of formative contributor to prose. Not even story. I'm not even saying story. Prose.
Yep.
Writing. Anything else about Ernest Hemingway is not something that you should be looking up to at all. But he's such like a dude's rock writer. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I drink whiskey while I write and I smoke cigars. That's like my thing. Yeah, a pet peeve of mine. But anyway, continue.
No, he was a drunk trying to write the great American novel, and he's the only one of those to ever exist. So he's so interesting. Mm-hmm. Anyway, fun fact about Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa used to be a professional eater. He used to be a competitive eater. He participated in a number of professional eating competitions. Most notably, he was once disqualified from a professional matzo ball eating competition for wringing the soup out of the matzo balls.
Yeah, you can't fault him for that. Like, was this pre or post Kobayashi?
This was, I think, a long time ago. I don't have the date in front of me, but I want to say this was it was like 80s or 90s when he was doing this. So it would have been pre-Takaru.
So Kobayashi was pulling a reverse Sliwa.
Yeah, you could say that.
He was wringing the water into the hot dogs.
He's wringing the water into the hot dog buns. Yeah.
First time I saw that, I was like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, I don't like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just the nativist in me. I mean, like, I was a little kid, and I didn't like it.
No, I agree with you.
It was like unsettling.
It violates the spirit of an eating competition, I would say. Which is that you should just be raw dogging whatever it is that you're eating,
and grunting and groaning, like performatively, like whoa, yeah.
I'm almost done on Curtis Sliwa. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this. We have a lot of stuff. We've already spent a good amount.
Hold on. I gotta interrupt you again. This is what we're gonna do all for this whole hour. You're gonna keep getting a little bit further in your agenda, and I'm gonna keep fucking sidetracking us, derailing us.
Yeah. It's gonna be 3 hours. We're gonna be here at midnight. That's fine.
Eric James Yankees Franco, the best hot dog eater I have ever seen in my life. He is the true champion of hot dog eating. He does the Worcester Hot Dog Safari, hot dog eating contest at Ralph's every year. He wins every year. Even when he's banned from competing, he wins. I saw him eat 51 hot dogs in 10 minutes, and none of them were in his shirt. Absolutely none of them were stuffed down his shirt. But anyway, Chris, you can continue now.
Those are the guys you got to watch out for. If you don't know Eric James Yankees Franco, he is about 6 inches shorter than me and beanpole thin. Also works ? Definitely did for a long time work at Coney Island.
I think he still does. Yeah, he still does.
Yeah.
Him and
so he's getting high off his own supply.
Well, yeah, but he also hasn't like taken a single bite of a hot dog the entire like 4 years they've been doing that. Is pretty funny. Whatever. Probably longer than that, but
he ate 51. I was there.
He ate 51. Yeah, and the judges of the Woot Nanny cabal that was judging that is just out of control. You know, talk about Jeffrey Epstein, right?
Yeah.
Just, in so many ways.
you could maybe say that Eric is kind of our Curtis Sliwa, actually. He's a little Forrest Gumpian. He's kind of in the middle of everything. He's got new song. He's a hot dog eating champion, disgraced. He was, I think, a preacher opposing the Satanists who came to Ralph's.
No, that was Eric Faiths. That's a different guy.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
my mistake.
Yeah,
I thought
that
Eric was there.
That was Eric Faiths from the Where We Go, Christ We Go All church. People on Reddit had such a hard time with that. They had such a hard time with that. I thought it was a joke, but anyway, like I thought it was very clear that it was a joke, and people.
I also thought it was very
a year
clear,
later were like, was that satire? You have to mark it if it's satire, or else it's true. Like, yoinks. But anyway, Curtis Sliwa.
Yeah, Curtis Sliwa. Okay, so the I think the last thing, there's so many things to know about him, but the last thing I want to take the time to bring up here, let me do the reveal by sharing one of his quotes from the last mayoral debate prior to the election in New York, where Zoran Mondami was elected. In which Curtis Sliwa was heavily pressured to drop out of the race so as to benefit Andrew Cuomo. And he flatly refused and kind of laughed in the face of that.
My man.
Asked if he would ever go and work for Andrew Cuomo. He said, "Impale me."
So sick.
Asked about how he gets around when the trains are down, Curtis Sliwa said, "I try to avoid yellow cabs. As you know, I was shot in the back of a yellow cab in 1992 by the Gottis and the Gambinos. But I find my way around. If I have to, I Uber."
What a guy.
That's a true story. He was shot 5 times in the back of what turned out to be a stolen taxi cab that kidnapped him and attempted to kill him in the back of the taxi cab.
2 of the 5 families working together to get Sliwa's ass. Wow.
And he was just a radio host at the time.
It's so funny. He was a radio host, but and then he was a White Panther. You can't have that. It's really fucking whack what he did. To introduce a little bit of analysis into this conversation that so far completely bereft of it, which is nice. I like that. I just finished reading David Harvey's A Brief History of Neoliberalism. Really, really, really good book. David Harvey, I think, is coming out on top. I think as my number one thinker on the way of things. He does a whole chapter in that on like the great fucking of the New York City municipality in the mid 70s as being like the that and what they did to the state of Chile being like the hard launch of sort of the libertarian free market neoliberalism come to bear. They're like, we can do this now. And they went directly after labor unions and directly after the third world in order to shift the dynamic of labor power so as to have the upper hand, because in the mid-60s they almost lost it. They almost lost their upper hand. The wealth disparity was narrowing. So they did it to New York first, and we got Curtis Sliwa. And then they came for every other city, hollowing out the municipality of talent, agency, and the weight of authority granted by its municipal unions, etc. Now, having pretty much succeeded in that project, the grandmasters of the universe, your George H.W. Bushes and such, have produced a situation where John Fresolo is the ideal Worcester City Councilor. How do you like that transition, Chris?
That was masterful.
In the absence of the municipality being anything in any way, shape, or form useful, you get a guy like John Fresolo, who is perfect for the job. Somebody complains to him about some Puerto Ricans working on their car. John Fresolo, he's going to go right up to him, and he's going to tell them that they're in the wrong neighborhood. It's fucking legitimately something that he did. Now, I don't know if they were Puerto Rican, but just using that as an example. These are non-white people that have cars in their yard.
These are brown men who are Puerto Rican, Dominican, something, a Spanish-speaking population of some size in Worcester, let's say.
And they're doing a thing that, I thought we would celebrate in America. Working on your car in your own driveway. Just like Hank Hill would do, right? Apparently, when some people do that, it becomes an issue. Now,
Bill, do you have this video?
Yes, I do. Let me see if it finished downloading. This is a situation where it's like, terrible, worst person makes a good point. Fuck, I have to go. So, David Webb gets this video, which is not a Ring camera, but like some sort of
something like that.
It's like
mounted to a garage or a house.
It's mounted to the top of the garage, and it has like sort of a fisheye view. And in that fisheye view, you see John Fresolo enter the frame. Now, we should just probably watch this whole video because it's not very long.
That's why I was bringing it up. I think people should hear this before we discuss it more. You're unfortunately not going to be able to see it, although we will link to it. But I think the audio here really speaks volumes, as shitty as it is. So you're going to have to really try to hear.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, my downloader does not give a URL back to the source.
Also, this video, at least where I saw it, was on Instagram, so that's part of why we're struggling here. I don't know. Is it on YouTube?
No, but I can download from anywhere.
Yeah,
I saw it on Facebook. But if it's on Instagram, then that's probably even better, easier for me.
Someone sent it to me on Instagram, and I think I sent it to you from there. Let me see if I can quickly
from Instagram. Okay.
No, I didn't send it. Oh, yes, I did. From Mass Live.
Yeah, you might as well just send me the link there.
I'll text it to you right now.
Okay, good. That'll work as the timestamp for 33. Cut this part out. Wow, Mass Live getting some engagement with this one.
Yeah, 216,000 views. This was sent to me by someone who said, what is this? Who is this? And Mass Live said they're going to have an article on it, but they haven't. And they still haven't, as far as I can tell.
That's awesome. So they just took somebody else's video. Yeah, it's great. I love journalism.
Yep.
In the modern world. Okay, so I have to.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It auto played to it. Oh, Jesus Christ! I hate like enshittification, man. It is a useful concept.
Yeah. It informs everything that I do and think about. Yeah, someone sent this to me and said, who's this city councilor in the car fixing scandal? And without having seen it, looked at it, heard it, I said, it's John Fresolo. It has to be.
Nobody else. That's the thing about this, is that he is all of them, but more so. He has the same thoughts, beliefs, opinions, but he is a man out for blood. And he will just act on any old impulse. And now after we watch this video, Chris, I'm very excited to poke through the Facebook apology tour, and some of the comments on that are very good. Okay.
Oh, fantastic. I haven't seen any of that at all.
All right. So you can see the thing, right? Now can you hear it?
I can't hear it. There we go.
You can.
Yep, I can hear it very well, so that should transfer well.
Okay. All right. So let's start it from the beginning, which is hard to do on Instagram.
To describe the scene here, right before Bill plays, we are seeing a video of a driveway. There is one car being worked on. There is one car under a tarp, like you'd put over a car you don't drive much, or maybe you're going to fix someday. And then there are two seemingly operational cars parked behind them.
Yeah, and so we're looking
There are 4 cars. This is not an auto body shop. There is one car being worked on.
We're looking at 3 people, one car under a tarp, one car being worked on, 2 other cars. Now, so we're looking at 3 people, 3 cars, 1 oil change. 3 dudes, 1 oil change. Yep. You ever seen that video? And in comes John Fresolo, who parks his Sopranos like mid-2000s SUV in front of someone's driveway, and then walks over and says,
almost in the middle of the road, blocking a driveway.
Yeah.
Also blocking these people's driveway.
Right.
Huh?
Guys, I'm city councilor Chilla. How you doing? Getting a lot of complaints from many cars here. Before I call have the city come down, gotta try to break it up.
Break
Not
it.
allow this to happen.
Not gonna allow it to happen?
Yeah.
Register cars.
This is not an auto shop. So I'm just letting you know. Giving you a warning.
He's working in his own car. This is my own personal
No.
vehicle.
If you think this is right, you're living in the wrong neighborhood
That's
with the wrong.
my
I'm just letting you
vehicle.
know. Just letting you know. I'm trying to be a gentleman and letting you know this is not going to exist.
Okay.
You'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to be a gentleman. Give me a heads up. You're going to get fined. And you'll have the police down. Just letting you know. This is not lawful. This is not an auto shop. And you're not going
Who
to have.
said it's an auto shop?
This is not
So,
lawful.
City council, trying to be a gentleman, just giving you a notice, you're going to hear from me.
Just trying to be a gentleman. The next time I do something extremely rude and confrontational, I need to borrow that line. Just trying to be a gentleman. You know, cutting someone
Trying
in
to be
line.
a gentleman.
Cutting a child in line at Dairy Queen. I'm just trying to be a gentleman,
Hey,
all
look.
right? Just letting you know that
Just
if
trying
you,
to be a gentleman. I didn't hit you.
I'm just letting you know that
Yeah.
I could beat you up if I wanted to, but I'm not. So I'm just being a gentleman. The 3 guys working in the cars
is
here.
Not gonna happen in this neighborhood.
This is not going to happen. And I Barrington Baird this one. I thought he said, you're in the wrong neighborhood. But he said, this is not going to happen. Not in this neighborhood. I keep changing it on him. But that is, there have been rumors of Kate Toomey doing vigilantism, just showing up at police enforcement actions to lend a hand. There's rumors that has happened in the past. This is a step above that. This is a city councilor self-deputized to give a verbal warning to someone for doing something that he personally interprets to be illegal. Worcester has insane zoning laws to specifically to like institutionalize situations like this. So it could very well be illegal, But it's also illegal to have 4 people living in a building that aren't blood relatives. You know, it's like, it's just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's like bad to do. Here we have 3 dudes working on one car.
It's weird too because the landlord class never brings that one up.
The which one? The
landlord class never brings up the whole 4 unrelated people unless it's a city councilor who has a specific agenda to drive. But the people that rent to people in this city, they forget that law.
Yeah, you're right. It makes the rest of them look bad. Yeah.
Well, you make a lot of money when you charge premium rent to 4 unrelated people who need a place to live.
Right. Yeah, and increasingly so. As the sort of brothels that beget that law in the first place have been replaced by our young professional class as we Richard Floridify the city about 25 to 30 years after everywhere else tried that and failed and has spent the past decade plus undoing that. But we're giving it a shot right now. It's going to go great. We got rid of the stretch code, so we'll get more shitty buildings. It's going to be good. Yeah.
Yep, and also, off this specific topic, but very much related, our mayor did also bravely come out against rent control.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
Yep. Came out with the mayors of Lowell and a couple of other cities publicly in opposition to rent control. This was yesterday.
Fuck. That is totally unsurprising, but nevertheless still kind of a bummer. I am not 100% sure, but I am still sort of sure that the rent control proposal on the ballot for November is like local option, right?
I believe that it is, yes.
So I've heard conflicting things about it, but I've heard more on that side than on the other side. So it's like barely worth organizing for in Worcester. I gotta be honest with you. That thing is not passing. That is an 8-3 or 9-2 vote against all fucking day with the city council. Oh, Chris, I got a bonus clip for you that I didn't even tell you about. I just showed you how I have it loaded onto my MIDI keyboard. This one is awesome. Great. This is Kate 2.
Let me just throw a quote at you here from our esteemed mayor in opposition to rent control. In the housing plan we laid out in 2025, we found that Worcester needs to create 12,000 new homes by 2033 to keep up with demand. In other places with rent control policies, it has been found to discourage the production of new homes.
Dude.
Worcester could not afford any additional barriers to housing creation.
What? He uses the word afford? Oh, what a snake in the grass. I hate that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Worcester can't afford it. Like, what do you don't know anything about afford. You have, like, your fucking mortgage has been paid off by whatever Irish mafia got you that job that's definitely real. And fucking, you've never thought about it once in your life. Fucking asshole. But anyway, check out this Kate Toomey line. I think I'm sharing it right from my video thing. This was Kate Toomey's defense of rolling back the specialized stretch code, which is very boring to explain, so I'm not going to waste any time, but is analogous to the arguments we are going to hear about rent control, if and when. It's the same sort of, are you with the landlords or are you with the renters type question. And this is how Kate Toomey let everyone know, surprise, surprise, she's on the side of the landlords.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Listening to some of this tonight, I'm reminded of the phrase, torpedoes full speed ahead. I got news for you. I'm not looking to be hit by any torpedoes. And so when anomalies arise in any project, pausing isn't a setback. It's actually a responsible sign of leadership.
Okay. I gotta play this part again.
When anomalies arise in any project, oh, I got news for you. I'm not looking to be hit by any torpedoes. And so
I got news for you. I'm not looking to be hit by any torpedoes, is what Kate Toomey, Worcester City Councilor, highest vote getter besides the mayor every year, said to justify her support of undoing an environmental regulation. I mean,
Also,
what the fuck, dude? Like, it's just insulting, you know?
the quote is damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. That is a quote from David Farragut, who was a naval general involved in a battle. He's an officer, not a general. The takeaway of that quote is never mind the danger, we're going for it, which is the opposite of what Kate Toomey is advocating for here.
Right, yeah. But she actually, does that in the second half of the thing. She goes, well, I'm not looking to be... She says, I got news for you. I'm not looking to be hit by any torpedoes. So she basically... to look at the quote in its actual rhetorical context, she is essentially saying, well, but I'm a coward.
Yeah, that brave guy, I got news for you. I'm not doing what that brave guy did. No, you're right. It's a good point. It's so hard to twist my head around the fucking logic of this.
Yeah.
I get lost sometimes.
She essentially goes, I'm reminded of this quote that became iconic because of the context in which a brave leader led.
And won.
And won, yeah. A brave leader showed actual leadership and used this quote as a rallying cry, much like how the guy who is in the Horse Riders of Lord of the Rings shouts death at all of his horse riders before they go and fight the orcs in front of Minas Tirith. Pretty fucking... When he just goes, death! It's so sick. Anyway, Kate Toomey says, I'm the opposite of that. I am actually not a leader at all. I mean, it's crazy.
Surrender!
It's crazy how Tim Murray gets all of these fucking yokels to just get on their hind legs and bark whenever he has a little pet project. Because this came out of fucking nowhere. You could tell Peter Dunn was, stretching credulity to be like, yeah, this is our little way of trying to rekindle the development boom amid World War III like conditions that are preventing it from moving apace. But if we do this, it might help. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, that was just a little detour.
Peter Dunn's gonna come up again in a few minutes, actually.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I am.
Some 40 Dunn.
Some 40 Dunn. Yeah. He was involved in a very interesting discussion about crime stats, quote unquote, crime stats at Union Station, which I have in here. We might as well, I guess this is as good of a time as any to jump into the oops, all cops main section of what we have in front of us here today. So, I think we can start out with an article from the Worcester Telegram. Bill, it's my favorite time of year, not because it's tax season at all, as I think I've already made clear. It's my favorite time of year because we just got new list just dropped, and that is the list of the pay of all public employees in the city.
The annual...
Including the top 5. Yep.
The annual, it's always the same list, and it's always just as sketchy.
Yeah.
the annual. Wait, it's not a police state if we don't say it is. It's
Yeah.
the annual. You can't call it a police state because no one else does. Yeah.
Yeah. The annual "We fund what we value" list.
Yes. Okay. So I am going to.
So
I have an idea for this, Chris.
go for it.
I am going
Yeah,
to pull up the actual list, which we will link to, because I put that in my. I'm trying to be more organized about my city reports because the city makes you download all of them now, right? Which fucking sucks. But I am just going to read off the not the name, but the position of the first like 50 top 50 on the list as quickly as I can. And I think it'll start to paint a little bit of an audio picture for our listeners who may not be abreast of this situation. Okay. City manager, police lieutenant, police captain, chief of police, police lieutenant, police sergeant, deputy chief of police, WPS deputy superintendent, police lieutenant. Hold on, this is kind of blurry. Where was I? Police officer, fire chief, deputy chief of police, police lieutenant, police sergeant, police lieutenant, WPS assistant superintendent for blah 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 blah. Police sergeant, police officer, police lieutenant, police sergeant, police lieutenant, police officer, police captain, police sergeant, police officer, police sergeant, police sergeant, police captain, police lieutenant, police officer, police officer, police officer, police officer. You get the idea. Why are there so many potholes? Why are there so many
Why are there
potholes?
so many potholes?
We have to have all these guys that
so-
make $200K to watch videos on their phone.
Plus,
Yeah.
oftentimes closer to 3. I know you weren't mentioning names. I know that in the top 10 on that list, again, one of my favorite, personal favorite police officers, Tommy Farrico. Tommy Farrico was one of the folks who took the most overtime on the St. V nurses strike. A guy who
Number
would
14.
pick
Yeah.
out and isolate anyone in the crowd. Thank you. Sorry, not in the top 20, not in the top 10. Yeah, tough guy Tommy Farrico, as I call him, who would single out anyone on the picket lines that he knew or suspected was not an MNA nurse, and then would hassle them and harass them and threaten them. He did this to me while I was walking my dog, and I said a few things to him, including that I know that he makes, at that year, he made close to $280,000. And he laughed and said, "Yep, what are you going to do about it?" Essentially.
That's great.
I then posted about that and posted just that he lives outside of the city and how much money he made. I posted it in a friends only post, and a little birdie told me that got back to someone on that strike line from the police department, which means they saw it. Like they saw my friends only Facebook post. Anyway, Tommy, I'm not afraid of you. You're a fucking loser. But yeah, I thought the Telegram did an interesting framing of this year, a little bit more interesting than prior years. And so the way that they framed this was that the list of the top highest paid 500 Worcester employees includes 0 teachers.
You have to get down to 528, I'm reading right here, to get to the first teacher.
Yeah, 528.
This is a
Now,
great way to
let
frame
me
it.
bring something up that I didn't. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that this is a great way to frame it. That's it. I was letting you...
It's a really great way to frame it. Yeah. Yeah, so a thing that I didn't put in here in the pull quotes, but I have it in front of me, is that 528th employee, I'll leave her name out of it. She's a curriculum specialist. This is all a public list. You can find it. She was the top earning person classified as a public schools teacher. She has a teaching job and also another job. She's a curriculum specialist, a guidance counselor, and a classroom teacher.
Yeah.
She made $136,163. So that means to be 528th on the list, you can make that much money. And she didn't even crack the top 500.
Right. And that's, that's nothing to sneeze
Average
at.
school teacher in Worcester. No, it's a lot of money. I would love to make that amount of money. In 2025, the average Worcester public school teacher made $87,741. Not a bad amount of money, but not the top of this list, not even close to the top 500. So, the next thing I have here on this is a quote from Sue Mailman, who I know listens to this show. So, Sue, I'm calling you out. Quote from Sue.
I love hearing from
I think
Sue.
that it's surprising that you can get through. Me too. I love Sue. I love you, Sue. I think that it's surprising you can get through 500 names of city employees before you get to a school teacher in Worcester. It's pretty far down the list. Sue, I have a lot of descriptors I would use for what that is. I would not, unfortunately, say that it is surprising.
No.
Infuriating? Yes.
Yeah. What do
here is
teachers
another
do, Chris?
really good framing, and this go ahead.
So teachers do a thing.
What do teachers do?
They do a thing that I think it's pretty widely, it's a bipartisan consensus, as they say, that it's a good thing that they do, right? It's like it's an actual service, right? So that's $87,000 is apparently the commanding prevailing wage for that service. That's widely agreed upon to be a good thing. Looking at the top of this list, the amount of officers who made more than that in overtime, and we know what police overtime is, right? They're sitting in their car while other people work. This is also sort of a bipartisan.
That's not fair, Bill. Sometimes they're talking to the people that are doing the work,
Right,
while they get paid way less to do the work.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just like you.
But yeah, most of the time it's Candy Crush. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they're cooking up a real heater for the private police union Facebook group. But here we go. Daniel.
Absolutely.
LaPopolo, $111,000 in overtime, on top of a base pay of $142K. I don't know what Daniel LaPopolo does, but I do know what every single teacher who makes $87,000 does, right? But I don't know what Daniel LaPopolo does.
No.
How do you make $111,000 in just overtime? What are you doing?
Yeah, you sit on a lot of construction sites. In certain years, you guard a hospital from their striking workers for almost a year. What's Tommy Farraco's number? What's my guy Tough Guy Tommy's OT number?
Tough Guy Tommy, and keep in mind, we would never allege, right, that all of the hours aren't totally accounted for here. We would never say that. I know you wouldn't say that, Chris.
No. Police overtime has never been a scandal.
No.
It's not a scandal right now, and it never has been.
No, all of these overtime collection figures for FY 2025, which are more. Some of them are a teacher and a half. This is all accounted for sure. And I would never allege anything other than that, unless it's the one black cop who did it that one time. Remember that?
Yep, I do.
It's the only person.
He's the only one.
He's the only person who
really
ever
fucked up, man.
wrote shitty time slips, right? So Thomas Farraco, who got
luckily they tossed him.
Luckily they tossed him.
Sorry, we're talking over each other all the time here. I think we've got bad latency. I said, luckily they tossed him because, as you know, the police love to say, a rotten apple spoils the bunch.
Right. Yeah. We got rid of the bad apple, and now that we have good apples, clean apples, tough guy Tommy Ferrico, on top of his $133,000 base pay, made $135,000 in detail work, and then another 20,000 ish in overtime.
That's so cool.
That's more than his salary in pay detail and overtime.
Yeah. So Tommy Ferrico is a traffic cop. You know that division that everyone's like, we have a traffic division? What the fuck does the traffic division even do? Tommy Ferrico's in the traffic division.
Right.
The overtime could probably be explained by like accident reconstruction when someone's off shift. But the detail pay, that doesn't have anything to do with traffic enforcement.
No, detail is...
That's standing over a hole in the ground.
Yeah, and you're definitely there the whole time. And you don't actually have institutionalized above board scams you can run where you show up for 2 hours and get paid for 8. That's not something that, city officials have said out loud in recent memory. That is just a feature of the police union contract. But we're not a police state. This is a free country.
Yeah.
Chris, this is a free country, all right? So I don't want you to get crazy here and say anything like, the annual pay list of any municipality in America betrays a police state hiding in plain sight or anything like that. Because it's definitely just here in Worcester that the list is like this, right? It's not every other municipality.
No, and towards that end, and the really great framing, genuinely great framing that I think that the Telegram did on this. Let me leave you with this from this article. Among employees listed as police officers, not counting police captains, lieutenants, or sergeants, 155 officers made more than the highest earning teacher in 2025. The highest earning police officer, Joseph Ford, made $270,484. Here's the key part. In total, Worcester had 321 total police officers in 2025. So doing some back of the napkin math here, half of the Worcester police officers that exist, all of them, made more than the highest paid teacher, and probably half to 2/3 of that number made it well onto the top 500 list. But we're not a police state.
Not a police state, though. That isn't like a sort of a Republican Guard being bought off right in front of our eyes. That would be crazy. That's like that would be like if we had like a state police force that was like trained in paramilitary tactics, and constantly soaked in the most brutal nightmare scandals you could possibly think of, and yet the organization remains largely the same. And the governor speaks at the graduation every year that Worcester gives the DCU Center for free for them to do. Yeah. It's not like we're buying
graduation
off a
that will be
Republican
taking
Guard.
place here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well,
no, not at all.
No, no. It's not like this is how we shored up the middle class as we retreated from making things. As we shored up our most revanchist fascist bloc into a comfortable life, while the rest of it collapses around them and they feel entitled. Pretty smart.
Yeah, this is not the
statecraft.
this is not the This is not the battle wall that faces forward with guns pointed over it at the working class from the ownership class who have definitely, allegedly, maybe paid these people off to protect their interests rather than the public safety. Allegedly, I don't want to
Yeah.
get sued. You know,
I wouldn't say anything as crazy as what we're looking at
no.
right here is the rear guard of a retreat from all social obligations in society, from class of people who have more money than we even know what that looks like, and are leaving the rest of us to just fucking
Yeah.
choke to death on our own exhaust. It's not like they're the rear guard for like that
You know,
class's
Bill,
retreat from society.
no, and it's not like the tip of that spear, the actual bloody, violent tip of that spear is represented in how we treat the folks who are at the lowest socioeconomic parts of our society, and that doesn't transition perfectly into the next thing that I wanted to bring up about the police, which is this article, Eyes on Public Safety at Union Station. Police outline presence, stats. This is where our friend Peter Dunn reemerges.
That's
They
weird because
provided
the
a
headline
report,
says
that
police.
showed that there had been about 13, or sorry.
That's
Yeah,
weird that
but it's
Peter
the
Dunn
chief
is.
development officer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway,
It is weird.
Nothing to see there.
Yeah, so definitely not. Just kind of pulling. We've got some stuff to move through still. We're doing pretty well, but not, just to bring a few highlights that stuck out to me in this. So they talked about quote unquote crime stats at Union Station. There were about 1,400 calls for service in the year 2025. 400 were ambulance or medical related, 315 were disorderly conduct, 88 were welfare checks, and 66 were trespassing incidents. So that is, 400 plus 315, 715, let's say almost another 100, 800, 860-ish of those 1,400 incidents were not crime in any meaningful way that is outside of the construct of criminalizing poverty, mental health crises, and substance use. That's most of the calls. He says the more prevalent issues and incidents were not, quote, violent crime related. Now we have another friend who comes into the mix, Michael Angelini.
Yeah, I loved him in Eyes Wide Shut.
Michael Angelini, yeah, absolutely. Michael Angelini says that public safety concerns were also raised by the attendees of a recent meeting about the city's request for proposals for businesses seeking to take over the Grand Hall event operations and restaurant spaces within Union Station. Now, people might remember this was, until very recently, the purview of Luciano's Cotton Club. This, I don't know, kind of seemed like a front to me, because the food was terrible, the drinks were terrible, the service was terrible, and no one was ever really there. Restaurant group that also used to run Maxwell Silverman's, that recently pulled out of Union Station. But
Yes.
Here we have Michael Angelini saying clearly, we're worried about this because we've got to rent this space that no one wants to another restaurant group, an event group.
Yeah, the logic here and the framing of it and the subtle sleights of hand. It's like, this is legitimate, like, fascist rhetoric. There's no other way to put it. Kate Wagner, the architectural critic for the Nation, had a really, really good essay up the other day. I read it this morning. that is about how like the defining architecture of the Trump administration is not like the like the foofy diva-ish like Albert Speery sort of stuff he wants to build in Washington D.C., but rather it's the conversion of the Amazon warehouse to the human being warehouse, and this operates on the same logic as that. This is kind of an open call for warehousing. And I think I would just ask all of our listeners to think very seriously about the commonalities between this and your more traditionally accepted fascist positions, right? In both of them, we are seeing a scapegoat that can be slapped on any old thing. And that is a second class, not even second class at this point. I mean, like, a members of our society who are expected and left to die. Right?
Yep. And criminalized until they get there.
Yeah. Yes. And because we're good liberals, that can be any race or creed. You can, we're
you could say it's
multi-culty.
yeah, I was going to say, you could say it's an equal opportunity sort of position, or one of my favorite quotes, so I won't remember who to attribute it to, but that the law in its majesty prohibits the rich and the poor alike from living under a bridge or something like that.
Right. Angelini, he is the guy. Let me get back to my little Charlie Day corkboard here. Angelini is the guy that cost the city $35 million fucking dollars, fighting this purely, I have to imagine, allegedly by others, not me. If this isn't libel or slander in any way, a completely ego-driven lawsuit against the town of Holden and a guy who is in charge of that town, who probably goes to the same frickin' country club as him, right?
Peter Lukes.
Connie Lukes' kid.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that last name reminds you of anybody, it's because it's her kid.
Yeah. So he cost us $35 million, allegedly, in a way that's non-actionable and also fictional and tangential. No one at Union Station nodding off in a bathroom stall is costing the city $35 million. But he is just allowed to say here in the paper of record, using the vague summary term of public safety concerns, allowing the user, the imaginations in our multi-culti fascist construction to just picture the person that they were last disgusted by, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the last, that's a term that just lets you picture the last person that you were content to let die, right? And that's how all of this fucking shit works. But anyway, I kind of got a little dark there on you, Chris. I'm sorry. But that shit really
no, it's
that shit really gets under my skin.
Yeah, I don't know why it bothers you so much. This all really seems like fine and normal, and to kind of what we were talking about before, to put a little bow on what I have, and you could decide if you want to get into the other cop topic today or not. But to put a little bow on what I have, Andrea, another guy in this report, he's the, I don't know, he's the commissioner of the space or something. I don't remember. It's in the article. We'll link to it. Andrea said that the department staffs the day shift with 1 sergeant and 6 officers, while the first half shift is staffed with 1 sergeant and 5 officers who either patrol the station or watch security camera footage. And man, this jumped out at me. We have a substation at Union Station, and there are between 6 and 7 fucking cops there, including a sergeant.
There are 6 or 7 trains in a given day that come or go from that station.
Yeah, there is a large police response, a violent act level police response worth of officers there. And by the way, when something violent does happen there, they call in the cavalry. Like, those guys don't handle it. They call in all of the route officers.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen fucking 100 times when I lived across the street. When someone gets stabbed or shot or there's something like that, a serious issue over there, they bring more cops. But these are just the cops that are there to tell people to move along, to watch the security cameras, to go into the bathrooms and bother people who are washing themselves.
Yep.
To call in medical professionals when someone is overdosing. These are just the cops who are there so that if you go to Union Station and you see people whose condition makes you uncomfortable, you will hopefully see as many or more police officers, and that will make you feel like, oh, good.
Yeah.
These people are at least being harassed to the point that hopefully they leave here, which, by the way, they're not going to. There's nowhere for them to fucking go.
Right. On the bright side, Chris, those 7 officers are definitely leaving that assignment with their humanity intact, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're not just corroding the very core of their being every day, doing a task they know is Sisyphean and fruitless, but finding small rewards in the cruelty that they can inflict on someone they perceive as less than.
Yeah, and let me say something in kind of defense of the police here, which is that I genuinely do believe that there are people who get into policing to try to make the world better, to try to improve our community. And they're getting put into this situation. They're getting put into babysitting what is our de facto day shelter, or day center, whatever we call it,
right?
And our night shelter, our wet shelter, the place that you can go if you have nowhere else to go, to try to sleep. And that is going to fuck you up. If you think that you can do something good in the world and you have compassion for people, being put in that situation day after day after day, endlessly, and not actually being able to do anything to help any of those people is going to drive you to drink, drive you to KYS, or it's going to harden your heart against those people. I used to be, for a minute, I was an EMT. And I got out of that world because I looked around me and I saw what it was doing to the people who had been doing it for a long time in the place that I was doing it. And it was turning them into alcoholics, or it was making them hate their fellow humans.
Yeah.
And that's the position we're putting these people in. If they didn't start at that, that's what we're setting them up for.
Yeah. In Union Station, in this dynamic that we're outlaying right now, among the many other things to be extrapolated from this one small and remarkable 4 paragraphs that you pulled out here. Great job. You know, you always get that like, oh, how could that have happened, right? Like if like the Holocaust or whatever, right? How could that have happened? If I was there, you know. This is watching in real time. Like people put in a position where you either harden, you not even harden, you actually soften. You submit to the fascist logic, or you cannot do the job. You either submit to the fascist logic, or you kill yourself socially, or God forbid physically, right? So what choice are people going to make in that situation?
Yeah.
Like almost everyone is going to opt for survival and is going to submit to the logic. And I guess that's pretty dark thought. But at the city council meeting this week, there was a bunch of people from CHL who came out and they were like, please lean on UMass, do something, get our jobs back. Mm-hmm. And then to read this, where 1,400 incidents tallied incidents, right? Over half of them are medical or social emotional. But we have a police substation there and not like a public health department substation, right? Or like a community health link substation. Our public health department has like 7 people that work in it. It has a budget of like $1.2 million, right? And we don't even
as many people work in the entire department as work on a as many people work in that entire division as work in Union Station on a fucking shift for the police.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this, I think I may have brought this up on the podcast before, but I was asked to participate in the point in time survey, the homelessness survey, about a year, it was a little more than a year ago. Someone asked me to do it. They knew I was downtown. They knew that, like, I'm not, I don't know, afraid of these people, I guess, as you shouldn't be, as no one should be. And so I went out and did it. I hit a couple parking garages in my neighborhood. I knew where the people were. Like, it was my neighborhood. And then I went to Union Station. And I ran out of time, and also like something was kicking off there that felt like it was maybe going to get dangerous. So I left. But before that happened, I went in through the bus terminal entrance. It's the closest one to where I was living at the time. I didn't make it 200 feet down the hall. I didn't even make it to the stairs after the Peter Pan window or desk. And I talked to 15 or 16 people, almost all of whom were really going through it and had no idea where to turn. And when I told them what I was there to do, they were like, oh my God, can you help me? Can you help me get services? Can you help me like get a social worker? Can you help me get to detox? And I had to be like, no, I'm sorry. I'm a volunteer. I'm just here to collect some non-identifying information so that we have this census of how many people are unhoused in the city. They were desperate for help. We hear all the time, oh, these people don't want help. We offer them services and they refuse. That does happen more than 0 times. All of these people were desperate for someone to help them. And the only fucking people that the city puts there at great expense are cops who can't help them with anything.
And are not encouraged to. But, Chris, on the bright side, one of 2 Framingham officers known to be on that new city's Brady list for such violations as cocaine possession and improper storage of a firearm. It's not important that we get into this. We're not a Framingham podcast after all. But that guy, his name is Kyle Purcell, and he just retired from the heroic and brave life of doing blow with the safety of your pistol off while you're a detective in Framingham, and he resigned. And
I mean, let's be fair. If you're gonna do blow, you should put your firearm somewhere else. You should store it properly, but you shouldn't have it on you.
I can't believe this guy is doing blow with a fucking cool gun, and I still hate him. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't hate him. I don't know who he is. I just hate everything about him. This guy, Purcell, is now retired from the public life, and he has, in a perfect metaphor of the past decade in Worcester, I'm just realizing right now, bought the license of what was at one time a statement of all the possibilities of Worcester, the dive bar, and he is reopening it as a cop bar. He's turning the dive bar into a cop bar. If that is not the perfect distillation of 2016 to 2026 in Worcester, I do not know. There's nothing better. There's no better symbology than that. And I'm leaving my comments there. Kyle Purcell, I wish you the best of luck. The last guy, he wasn't a cop, but he had rich parents and he still fucked it up. So good luck, bud. Good luck running your police, your cocaine bar for police officers.
Good luck and Godspeed, and I'm talking all kinds of shit this episode, so let me continue and just say that my read and understanding of the demise of the dive bar, Alec Lopez's dive bar, the prior one, is that as Polar Park opened or was about to open, the owners of that building were like, you know what? We know what we got. We're going to jack your rent on this decrepit space like a fuck ton.
That's absolutely right. Yep.
And so Alec pulled out. The fail son of the owners, was, and I don't want to get sued, the alleged fail son, he's the son, allegedly he's a fail son.
Right, which doesn't have a definition.
Was going to open... No, it doesn't have a definition. Not legally actionable in any way.
Yeah.
In a Greek play, the special little son decided he was going to open up like an Italian restaurant or something in the whole space, including the space that used to be the dart store next door, which I've been into and is like fucking decrepit. Like you could maybe like punch through the wall or fall through the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that didn't work out. So then Sunset opened up in there, and there were some issues there.
Sundown.
Maybe allegedly the person who was running it, Sundown, not Sunset. Maybe the person who was running it, maybe allegedly had some sex creep allegations, whatever. Now they still know what they got, and the one guy that they've been able to get come in after the space sat fallow is this Framingham cop.
Yeah, and
that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Who he, you know how hard it is to get caught or punished for having cocaine when you are a municipal police officer in the Northeast. Like,
Yeah.
that is remarkable. That's like
I heard something about
that's like thinking hard
I
and
heard
spelling
something
your name
about
wrong.
the improper storage. Yeah. I heard something about the improper storage of a firearm allegation that I'm not even going to repeat on the podcast. It's so speculative. But let me just say it was profound. It was like not just a little bit improperly storing your firearm. It was I don't think this is a secret. Some people know, some people don't. I have a license to carry. I own firearms. It was, if I did it, I would be arrested.
Yeah, but I've always wanted to do it though. The fucking say hello to my little friend, dude. Now that right there is both of these allegations.
I'm not saying it was that.
Was he? You think that's what he's gonna do? You know, after he closes up first night. I didn't say anything. I'm making a reference to a movie. You know what would be a good name? You know,
of course,
for Kyle Purcell's bar, dude. It's right there, the Sundown. I mean, come on.
Don't let the sun go down on you at this bar if you are not a cop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's like, imagine like the film noir. Framingham wasn't a town anymore. It was a city. It wasn't my sundown town anymore, so I had to move over to the city of Worcester, Massachusetts, which is like 4 sundown towns smushed together, and then I get into business. The big city, bright lights. Say hello to my little friend. Oh my God,
You wouldn't believe what happened to me, but
you never believe what happened. Yeah.
So you're probably wondering how I got here.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you, first of all, how hard it is to get in trouble for the 2 things I got in trouble for. Belying serious credulity that those are the things that you actually got in trouble for. Which in turn asks a couple of questions about seed capital, if we're being honest. But I would never ask that. I would never ask those questions.
Not that we have a history in this city of bars that might have had ownership that was involved in the drug trade, might have had ownership that was federally charged for that, might have been in a position where everyone was wondering where the drug money was at, and then maybe allegedly it was like being held in a ceiling by the brother of the police chaplain, who's now our newest member of the Worcester Human Rights Commission.
Yep.
This shit, I mean, that's crazy. That stuff doesn't happen.
No, it's not like Jim McGovern had that guy do an invocation in Washington, D.C.
No.
It's not like there's a police state hiding in plain sight.
Bill.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
It's not like there's a police state hiding in plain sight.
It's not like
So let's get out of here. I've got, again, we did our vegetables. I always like to leave people with dessert if I can. I have dessert for you.
Yeah.
It's the last link in the show notes. It is called Literal Outdoor Cat Gives No Fucks About Borders. I want everyone else to know Bill has no idea what this is. And it's a 90-second news story, and we're just going to listen to it.
We're just gonna listen polite like 2 good boys. All right, hold on. Now I have to do this simple task that takes me so long for some reason. Cat keeps crossing the United States-Canada border. Oh, this is going to be fucking awesome. This is from CTV News Vancouver, a station that I would be thrilled to work at. and we're gonna let it play out.
This is Zero Avenue in South Surrey, and these picturesque homes sit smack on the border. This side is Canada, across the street, the United States. No fences or concrete blocks, just a little ditch and signs warning, don't even think about crossing.
Oh, it's very secure, yeah.
And people follow the rules except for one resident, him. Unfazed by jurisdictional authority, he is the Canadian border-jumping kitty cat.
Dude, come on.
I think it's because he's got 4 legs, not 2.
Decidedly
Come
confident,
on.
ignoring the watchful gaze of border agents and that machine in the sky that's as useful.
This is
as
the
dog
assignment
as
they
far
give
as he's
Christina
concerned.
Applegate in the beginning of
Several times a
Anchorman.
day, almost every day, he shows little interest in international law and carries on his very important work of mousing.
He's a cool little cat, keeps coming back and forth and says hello to everybody.
His name?
Louis.
Officially, Louis Vuitton, like the designer.
Louis.
And his
Dude,
styling
Louis Vuitton?
cross-border feline feats are now so famous.
I love it.
He's become a local legend.
Somebody needs
and
to
a
sell
social media star.
Louisiana back to that cat.
Mind-blowing. He kind of flaunts his recklessness for the law.
Now, Mr. Vuitton is particularly good
Hell
at
yeah,
catching
brother.
all sorts.
Dude, they
And
did
he
so
has
much
been
work
known
on
to
this
smuggle
story.
the goods across the border.
There's like
and leave them
7
on the
interviews.
doorstep.
I bet he did not declare them.
Yes.
We're not sure whether U.S. agents have caught up with him for questioning. We do know he had no interest in a TV interview.
Doesn't go for customers. He's got a passport.
If he did, it
Dude.
would show the cat who turned 6 on July 1st, Canada Day, will hop back over the line when he's good and ready. St. John Alexander, CTV News, Surrey.
Oh my, dude, it's like looking over the fucking quarantine fence. Just Canada news people are like, you want to spend a day and a half on this cat story? We've got nothing else to do. Oh my god. Meanwhile, it's fucking 28
what's
day.
that they say? Yeah, what's that they say at council when they don't have comment on an item that they introduced? It's like introduced as read or something like that.
Right. They say, oh my god, I'm so tired.
Whatever.
As it reads.
As it reads.
As
yes.
it reads. As it reads.
That's what I have on this, man. As it reads.
As it reads. All right, well, this is the perfect time to get out of here. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you to Chris for being the best co-host a little boy could ask for and letting me be shirts off in this chat the entire time without saying a word about it.
I wasn't going to say, shirts off, but vest on. Is that a leather vest?
No, it's like the lightest cloth material. It's just a shirt that I cut the sleeves off of. It's really hot in here, man. That's probably why we're tripping on each other so much.
It's been warm out.
Yeah. But
sorry everyone for that. We love you guys.
It's the computer's fault.
61.
Latency.
It's the computer's fault.
Yeah.
Yes. It's also why I suck at Call of Duty.
Yeah. It's all about the computer. It's never you. All right. Okay. Good night.
Later.
Bye.
Put me in the groove.